Hello, everyone out there. ChattyBloggerMS reporting, and it's a Tuesday morning. It's going to be a rainy day today, so probably take a lot of naps and don't have much else to do. That's what you get when you're retired. Uh, But Wednesday will be nice because we'll get to relax, not to have to do anything on Wednesday at all. Um, So, and then, I'll let you know about Thursdays, of course. Gorilla's got his Twilight Zone, his Waltons on Friday. Uh, Chance will have his Nostalgic Pod Blast back, not this weekend, but the following week on October 18th. He's doing a special Halloween show. So I'm looking forward to that. And tonight, of course, Gorilla will probably have his cigar lounge. I hope to be there for the full time this time, and then I'll let my friends Sabrina and Sean know that I'll be there later for their show. So that'll be tonight, and then and then this coming weekend is coming up. We'll have Canadian Thanksgiving on Monday the 13th, and Suzanne will make a very nice meal for us, and I'll get to show it off to everybody on Monday evening. So that'll be fun. That'll be a nice little webcam live to show that to you folks. So yeah, we got something's going on. Not with this channel because uh, what we've decided on doing is, like I said, we'll do this twice a week at two different times. The times are never determined. It'll just be any time, but we will do at least one episode apiece from both Get Smart and TOS because that's the last two shows we want to finish up completely. And hopefully, then we can get into those mysteries, doing some live streams and doing that. So that'll be a lot of fun. And we'll have select panels for that, of course. So try to build this channel back up. No thanks to the homeless fucker, man. But anyway, sorry. I had to drop it up bomb at least once. Okay, so let's see. Today we're doing season 2, episode 18 of both series. So we'll start with Get Smart, of course, and then we'll go with TOS. So for Get Smart, it's Cutback. It's called Cutback in Control. And then the episode for TOS is the Immunity Syndrome, that big protoplasm thing out in the middle of space, which should be a lot of fun. So, yeah, those are the two today. So we'll get those done, and then we'll be caught up for the week. And then we'll attend other people's streams if they want us. And we did get back our StreamYard. We have, like I said, we have the free plan. So we're just going to keep it the free plan. Yeah. We're just going to keep that. So, alrighty. I know these aren't the times that people listen, but that's okay. All right. So, Cutback at Control. This aired Saturday, January 21st, 1967. Some control agents start to work for Chaos after cutbacks. This is a pretty good episode. It got an 8.1 out of 10 from 205 people. So I actually agree. It got a B grade from me. I'm usually pretty good about agreeing with some of the grades that some of these um, you know, uh, the ones they do for IMDb, for background information stuff. And I usually agree with them. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right, so let's take a look at Cutback at Control. Okay. Now, this was directed by Earl Bellamy, and along with Buck Henry. Mel Brooks didn't write this one, but Buck did. But then you had Dee Caruso and Gerald Gardner, who were the writers along with Buck on this one. And of course, he had Don Adams, Barbara Feldon, Edward Platt, and let's see. It looks like, and we had Bernie Kopell as Siegfried. Very cool. Okay, so we're going to look at probably, let's see here, Brueggemann as a student uncredited, or Jeffrey Sayre. Let's go with George. Okay, so we'll go with Harry Bartell, Bartell, who plays Dietrich, and then we'll go with George Brueggemann, who is a student, but he's uncredited in this episode. So very cool. Yeah, we'll just take a look at two of them. They have some pictures too, and we've already talked about Bernie Copella's Siegfried. So we don't shush here. Yeah, that's my favorite line from him. And there's Larrabee. So Larrabee uncredited, of course. Robert Carvelis. He also appears in this. All right, so let's take a look at the trivia. Okay, there's a voice operator, an operator voice on the phone, and 99 does not appear in this episode, but Barbara Feldon provides the voice of the operator. Very cool. After many appearances, this is the first episode in which Robert Carvelis has lines as Larrabee. Very cool. On the chalkboard at the Chaos Classroom is written, "Do unto others and then get out." Control's phone number is also given as 555-9417. And Siegfried reveals that the Control headquarters is located at 123 Main Street in Washington, D.C. So a couple of trivia questions there for the series are answered in this episode. Okay. And we'll do the goofs. As you know, we do the goofs for Get Smart, but we don't do them for TOS. Okay. All right. So when Siegfried and Max are about to have a beer together, Max is shown pouring the beer into one stein, but when the camera angle changes, he's shown pouring it into the other stein. So that's continuity. All right. At the factual error, at the end of the episode, Dietrich opens the elevator door and falls down the elevator shaft. We then find out that the elevator was working, but on the ground floor. If the elevator was on the ground floor, or any other floor, other than whatever floor the courtroom was on, the door on the courtroom floor would be locked. Cool. And then there's a revealing mistakes, a couple of them. In the classroom, Max unsuccessfully attempts to disarm Hans as part of his new training after defecting to Chaos. On the third try, after he says one more time, the stunt performer falls behind the desk, and Max stands up from there where he was hiding. As he stands up, you can still see the stunt's foot where he just fell. And obvious a stuntman when Max is thrown over the desk 3 times in training. It's obviously a stuntman. Very cool. Alrighty. And let's see here. Okay, and of course, filming done at the Paramount Studios, 5555 Melrose Avenue in Hollywood, Los Angeles, California. There you go. All right. So now let's take a look at those two gentlemen I mentioned. Here we go. Harry Bartell, who plays Dietrich. Okay. Unfortunately, we did lose Mr. Bartell in 2004. He was born on November 28th, 1913 in New Orleans, Louisiana. He was an actor known for The Decks Ran Red in 1958, The I Love Lucy Show back in 1951, and The Adventures of Jim Bowie in 1956. He died on February 26, 2004, at the age of 90 in Ashland, Oregon. So he had a good life. That's pretty awesome. All right. In 1958, on the Decks Ran Red movie, he plays Tom Walsh. Now, in the I Love Lucy TV series, he appears 3 different times. In season 2, he is in the courtroom episode, he is the process server. In season 4, in the episode 16, which is called LA at Last, or Los Angeles at Last, in 1955, he plays a waiter. And in season 5, episode 5, in 1955, The Great Train Robbery, look at that, lots of 5s. He plays a jewel thief in that. So he did 3 episodes on I Love Lucy. That is so cool. All right. And for our Twilight Zone fans, he did do 1 episode. In season 1, episode 15, he did I Shot an Arrow into the Air in 1960. He played Langford in that episode. So he did 1 episode of Twilight Zone. And then in the Adventures of Jim Bowie TV series, he plays John James Audubon. You know, the Audubon guy that was about nature and stuff. And in 1958, that was season 2, episode 32, called Patron of the Art. And that was John James Audubon, is what he played. All right. According to the information here, the last movie he was in was Mobile 2. It was a TV movie. He played Philip Ganser in that. That was 1975. And then in 74, he did appear in the Policewoman TV series. He played Abe Faulkner in that. And that episode is called Season 1, Episode 12, The Cradle Robbers. And that was 1974, with, of course, Angie Dickinson. Very cool. All right, well, rest in peace there, Mr. Bartell. Now we'll take a look at the other gentleman here. Brueggemann. Okay, let's see. There he is, George Brueggemann. All right, George Brueggemann, we did lose him in 1967. How unfortunate. He was born November 1st, 1904, though, in Antwerp, Belgium. He was known for the Living Christ series in 1951 as an actor, and he also did stunts. So not only was he an actor, but he also did stunt work. And You Hit the Spot in 1945. He was married to Emily Priscilla Mills. He died on June 9th, 1967, in North Hollywood, in California. He was only 62 years old. Okay. In the Living Christ series, he was in 4 episodes of that. He played a soldier in the first episode he appeared in, and then he played the role of John. So in Escape to Egypt, he was the soldier, season 1, episode 2. Then he was Men of the Wilderness, season 1, episode 4 as John. Season 1, episode 5, the next one, he was Challenge of Faith. And then season 1, episode 6, Discipleship, all as St. John. There we go. And then in You Hit the Spot was a movie short from 1945. He played Mercury. Okay. And then he did one last TV movie before he died, and it was a posthumous appearance. In 1969, he was a detective uncredited in the TV movie Dragnet, 1966. And in 1968, he was also posthumously in Blackbeard's Ghost. He was an uncredited gambler in that film. So very cool. George Brueggemann, rest in peace. You went too young. Alrighty. Okay, so let's see. All right, so now we'll go to Season 2, Episode 18 of Star Trek TOS, the Immunity Syndrome episode. And we'll take a look at that. There we go. Alrighty. Oh, we don't have anybody, so that's all right. No worries at all. Okay. So let's see. All right, so this aired Friday, January 19th in 1968, and the Enterprise encounters a gigantic energy-draining space organism that threatens the galaxy. This got a 7.5 out of 10, and so that's a C plus or a B minus. Yeah, I'll give it a B minus. That's what I decided to go ahead and give it to. That was from over 3,700 people that voted on this episode. So, yeah, it was okay. So I gave it a B minus. Let's see. Director was Joseph Pevney. The writer was Robert Sabarov. And, of course, it featured your usual suspects: William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, DeForest Kelley, James Doohan, Nichelle Nichols, Walter Koenig, John Winston as Lieutenant Kyle, Majel Barrett as Christine Chapel. Yeah. So, let's see. And Eddie Paskey as Lieutenant Leslie. And, that's about it. I think there's just one person we'll take a look at then. J.D. Jones, who plays the Science Division Officer, uncredited. And, we'll look at Lieutenant Kyle. I don't know if I ever covered him, but we'll take a look at John Winston as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the trivia. Remember, I'm not rating any of the goofs on any of these future TOS episodes, and I'm only going to do the top 5 trivia questions, or trivia answers, I should say. If there is spoilers, and if there aren't that many, I'll go ahead and reveal the spoilers. But I'm not doing goofs and I'm not doing any other trivia. So yeah, I'm just trying to limit the amount of information so that you guys and ladies don't get overwhelmed. Okay. All right. The space amoeba optical effects were created by Frank Vanderveer of Vanderveer Photo Effects. The amoeba itself was a mixture of liquids pressed between two thin sheets of glass. As the sheets were moved, the liquid would flow as if the amoeba were pulsating. This same technique was also used to present psychedelic light shows in the late 1960s when bands were playing at venues such as the Fillmore West and the Avalon Ballroom in San Francisco. This is the last episode directed by Joseph Pevney, who, along with Mark Daniels, holds the record for directing the most number of episodes for the series, which is 14. This episode is what is known as a bottle episode, which is often done to save money. Star Trek was often at odds over its budget and often exceeded, not succeeded, often exceeded it due to special effects and set constructions. The networks subsequently insisted they produce a cheap episode to save money. This one had this one had no expensive guest stars, which saves a lot of money, no outdoor location filming, and no new set construction. It therefore came significantly under budget. This was the last time in which Kirk's green wraparound tunic was used. The last time viewers would see the shirt would be in Bread and Circuses, a 1968 episode, which had been filmed earlier but not aired for almost a year. And this is the last time the interior of a shuttlecraft is shown on the series. Okay. And let's see, there are 2 spoilers, so you know what to do with the spoilers. All right. The final piece showing Kirk eyeing a woman crew member and delivering his line about hoping to get some rest on some lovely planet was not in the script. It was added by William Shatner and director Joseph Pevney during filming. In the remastered version of this episode, as the Enterprise begins to back out of the space amoeba, Chekhov says that a metallic object is detected alongside the ship. Kirk determines it's the shuttlecraft and orders 2 tractor beams placed on it. There is then an exterior shot of the Enterprise backing up to get out of the space amoeba, during which the shuttlecraft can also be seen under the saucer section of the Enterprise, being pulled by the tractor beam. Cool. Alrighty. Right, and no goofs, no crazy credits. If there are crazy credits, I'll usually do that. But I don't do quotes anymore, so. Okay. And of course, Alexander Courage doing the music, and Lulie G. Norman doing the awesome thing. Okay. And this episode was actually filmed on 2 stages of Paramount Studios there. One was stage 31, and the other one was stage 32 there in Hollywood, California. And the film dates were October 25th, 1967 to November 1st, 1967. So that's when this episode is filmed. All right, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look first at John Winston. Okay, we did lose John Winston back on 2019 as an actor. His major contribution to popular culture was his portrayal of Lieutenant Kyle on the original series of Star Trek. His character, appearing in a total of 11 episodes, was either seen as a transporter operator or as part of bridge personnel, where he would mostly act as a helmsman. He also appeared in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan as Kyle. Unfortunately, his character was never given enough screen time. He was born October 24th, 1927, and he died September 19th, 2019, at the age of 91. So he did really well. Okay. I gotta fix my eyes here. Okay, as we said, in 1982, in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, he renewed his position as Lieutenant Kyle in that movie with Ricardo Montalban. Okay. Now, he did come back in the TV series Star Trek Phase 2 as Captain Jeffries and in 2004. And that was the episode starting season 4, Come What May. That was the one that started with James Cawley, and he plays Captain Jeffries in that. So that is so cool. Then, like I said, from 1967 to 1969, he worked as Lieutenant Kyle in 11 episodes of Star Trek. And in the series The Man from Uncle, he did appear as an uncle agent in the episode Season 2, Episode 25 in 1966, The King of Diamonds Affair. Very cool. Yeah. Well, let's see here. Yeah. So the very last thing he worked on was the James Cawley's Star Trek New Voyages, or also known as Star Trek Phase 2, where he played Captain Jeffries in the episode Come What May. And yes, that episode is available on YouTube. You just have to look it up under Phase 2 or look it up under Star Trek New Voyages with James Cawley. Yeah. Oh, and this is cool. He also appeared in the Max Headroom TV series as Plantagenet, and that was in 1987, and it was in an episode, season 1, episode 3, called Body Banks. Cool. With Matt Frewer. So that's cool. Yeah. And he was also in The Fall Guy with in an episode. So John Winston, rest in peace, my friend. Indeed. Okay. Now we'll look at J.D. Jones as Science Division Officer. And not only was he an actor, but he also was a stuntman, so he did stunts. And he worked on several projects in the 1960s and 70s, including several episodes of Star Trek, the original series, where he was also credited as Jimmy Jones. Jones was the son of the prolific stunt performer Carl Pitti, grandson of the former Buffalo Bills Wild West showman Ben Pitti, and brother of Carla Pitti. So he did a lot of different roles in Star Trek from 67 to 69, 10 different episodes he worked on that. You know, he would play either prisoner number 2 or Gideon Guard or an engineer. You know, he did all sorts of stuff. He appeared in the David Carradine series Kung Fu back in 1975. And in that one, season 3, episode 16, One Step to Darkness, he was a demon as J. Jones, he appeared as. He didn't use his middle initial. All right. And in 1978, he was in a movie called A Wedding, where he played Rutledge Child. And then in 1967, he did appear as J. Jones in The Man from Uncle. And the role in that was Professor Walter Powers in 1967. And that was season 3, episode 19, called The Yo Ho Ho and a Bottle of Rum Affair. Sounds like a pirate episode. Very cool. Okay. And the last thing he did work on, 1978, was the movie A Wedding as the Rutledge Child. Okay. Cool. So that was Jay Jones, and apparently he retired after working The Wedding. So very cool. So he went on to other things, doing stunt work and stuff. So that's cool. Okay. All right. So that takes care of season 2, episode 18 for both Get Smart and TOS. And we'll go ahead and give you the info here on TOS. And next week, when we do episode 19 of season 2, we're looking at A Private Little War, which is a very good episode for that. And we'll take a look here at Get Smart. The 2065, there we go. And let's see. Okay. Yeah, so episode 19, when the next time we do this, whatever time we do it, and it's simply called The Mummy. Cool. So The Mummy and then A Private Little War. Both next week, sometime during the week. Season 2, Episode 19 for both series, as we're trying to finish these up here on the ChattyBloggerMS YouTube channel. Alrighty. All right. Well, we had no appearances, and but we did have one person watching. That's cool. So appreciate that. Okay. So thank you once again for listening to me. When you get a chance to do a rewatch of this, make sure you hit the like button if you like it. Make sure you subscribe to our Chatty Blogger MS channel, and when you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the all notifications so that you'll be notified of any future content on this channel, whether it's a podcast or a live webcam or a live stream on StreamYard. And don't forget to share this with your friends and family and acquaintances and whoever else you know in the community. And we have started with 17 subs, so we've restarted, but that's fine. Whenever we get subs, it always helps. But if we don't always get them, it's, like I said, this previous homeless man, really a total bastard, and Middle Eastern, by the way. Um, if that means anything, probably doesn't. But, obviously a pretty good hacker person, too, on the streets. So, very dangerous person. And he ruined our whole channel. So, the Mikey Sues 4 channel, gone. Just gone. Luckily, my Facebook's still intact. And I got my phone number back, so that was good. So for right now, it's just going to be mom and dad and my wife. That's it. That's the only people I'm going to have on that list. Sorry, Larry. But if we do get a hold of you, we'll get a hold of you through Facebook. Same thing for Patrick, same thing for Phil, same thing for Liz. Or not Liz, I'm sorry, Bernadette. But, or Liz too. But I mean, just through the phone. Just through the phone on Facebook. Just on Facebook. But mom and dad will take care of you on the phone. We'll call you. We'll call you long distance. We won't call. You don't have to call us long distance. We'll call you when we get a chance. So, well, not much going on this week. We still have a few minutes, so I'll just let you folks know. Not much going on the rest of this week. We do have Canadian Thanksgiving, which is coming up on Monday, October 13th. We have a special dinner, I think, going on here, I hope, on Sunday, the 12th, inside this apartment complex for about a couple hours. Like I said, we'll start next week with episodes 19 and 20 from both Get Smart and TOS from season 2. We'll just do that on 2 different days next week. Let's see. Today, I think Gorilla might do a cigar lounge, and I may be there for the whole time. I don't know. Depends. And then if Sean and Sabrina are still doing, I think they plan on doing their Heel Jack happy hour thing. So I may still be able to attend that tonight and do that. Wednesday, nothing going on. Just going to rest and relax. Watch all my old shows that I did previously with that stupid ass computer I had for a long time. I love watching those because I love to see how it descended into hell when it was doing fine for a while, but then it just went, so I love watching that. At least YouTube granted me the benefit of keeping those awesome, well, not awesome, but I mean, good episodes that we had for the different live streams we did. So, yeah. So that was something. That was actually something pretty cool. Okay. And let's see what else is going on. All right, so Thursday, don't forget Gorilla's Random Thoughts is doing his 4 episodes of Twilight Zone. I think he's going to be doing season 2 episodes 5, 6, 7, and 8 for that. That'll be Thursday night. Then on Friday, he'll have his Waltons. And we're getting very close to the episode where Grandma has a stroke. So, yeah, we're not looking forward. Well, I'm not looking forward to that, really, honestly. But it will be something very interesting to talk about. And just keep prayers going at this time for our friends Bro Jay there in Louisiana, Bro Jay over in, or Bro Jason. Sorry, Jason, I just got to say your name. So, Bro Jason over there in Michigan, and of course, our friend Bro Larry over in um, Arizona. You know, my brother of 50 years I've known. We'll be celebrating our 50th anniversary next year sometime, I hope. So that'll be a lot of fun. And I hope to have James, our friend James F. there, and Patrick. I want to have the whole gang, and Phil. I want to try to get my brother Phil there too. So, and as you know, I just turned 60 last month. So here I am. I'm 60 years old and frail and bummed out and depressed and upset. This whole incident that happened with this homeless man would have been unnecessary if we had just paid attention and made sure this guy didn't bump into my wife. And I was there. I was there. I should have prevented it. I should have just stood there and held back, and maybe stepped in front of her bag so this guy wouldn't even have had a chance to reach in there and grab the fucking phone. I'm sorry, that's the second time I dropped an F bomb. Sorry about that, folks. I know this is supposed to be a good channel, but you can understand how depressed and tired I am and upset. Yeah, I'm still very upset about the whole thing. But what can you do? Thankfully, the guy didn't try to pull a knife or a gun on us. If there are any benefits, that is the whole thing, that God was able to protect us from being either shot at or stabbed or whatever, or held at gunpoint or something to give all of our stuff away. If I had given away my my wallet or anything in it, that would have been it. I wouldn't have been able to do anything about getting my finally trying to get my citizenship in this country. And I've been trying that for the last few years. And I've got 5 more years before my actual updated, or my actual recent ID, or United States driver's license officially is expired. Because at the age of 65, they expire you permanently. You don't get another driver's license after 65. You do get an ID if you do that, but it's just a regular ID. You don't get anything else. So I figure by the time I reach 65, by that time, I should have a Canadian ID officially, and then I can tear up the other one, get it shredded and whatever. So, but I'll hold on to that until I turn 65, until I reach September 22nd, 2030, and then I can get it shredded, then it'll be no longer good. So, yeah. So we'll keep a hold of that. Yeah, it's been difficult. Let's see. Right, and then my friend Chance Bartels, his show will come back not this weekend, but next weekend for Halloween time, as we get close to. This is the month of Halloween, so as we get closer on October 31st, but his show will be on October 18th, so that'll be nice. Get to celebrate some early Halloween time with him. I love Chance. Chance is a great brother, and he and I do a great show together, I think. We always do a pretty good show. The Nostalgic Pod Blast. So keep an eye out for that for October 18th this month. And then, like I said, Sunday, Gorilla. This past Sunday, he did the original Night of the Living Dead with Dwayne Jones, playing the black man that was the only survivor of the zombies attacks. They're going to get you. They're coming to get you, Barbara. Yeah, so that was this past Sunday, and then I think he's doing another Halloween movie this coming Sunday on Cinema Sunday for him. So Gorilla's Random Thoughts. So make sure to check out Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Also, we're trying to get together with our friend Lisa Hogan, Travel with Lisa MH. We're trying to get together with her sometime this month while she's still here in Canada, so we can hang out with her, have a meal, do stuff. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do also. So if you're listening out there, Lisa, yeah, try to reach us, and we'll try to reach you through Facebook and see what, or YouTube and see what we can do. So that'll be a lot of fun. Okay. Well, as my friend Larry, my brother of 50 years, always says, always be yourself. As my beautiful wife always says, leave everything in God's hands. Great piece of advice. And what I say here now on the ChattyBloggerMS is, remember, you never know when you'll see me next time. When you'll see me next. So remember, you never know when you'll see me next time. So that's what I'll use from now on until the end of the year. And of course, with that great man, Mr. Gene Siskel from Siskel and Ebert at the movies, the aisle's now closed. So I know there's nobody here. Well, there was one watcher, but it's okay. You'll see a lot of changes on this show. As I said, I'm only going to keep the free plan of StreamYard open as long as they'll allow me. But if they start charging me, nope, that'll be gone. Let's see what else is happening. I guess not much else is going on, but hopefully some people will get a chance to rewatch this here on our channel. And I do want to say, God bless America and Canada and England, the UK, all the rest of Europe, and of course, America, Canada, UK, and of course the rest of this world. Remember, there's only one of it, so make sure that you're out there becoming the stewards and the guardians of the planet Earth, so that you can save the wonders of this world for the rest of future generations, your kids and their kids and kids upon them, and so on and so forth. So let's hope we can do that. And of course, finally, peace from Mikey Sue's Forest. So on behalf of my beautiful wife, Suzanne, who is the managing moderator boss of this channel, my boss and my muse and my soulmate and my beautiful wife for the rest of my life until I'm dead. And of course, our beautiful cats, Moonpie and Deja Vu. Deja Vu, who's going to turn 5 in December, on December 1st. And then Deja Vu, Deja Vu. And then Moonpie, who will turn 9 next year on March 21st. So, on behalf of our beautiful cats, hope all of you folks out there enjoy yourselves this rest of this week. And like I said, you'll never know where you'll see me next. So keep an eye out on different people's live streams, and I might be a part of the panel or I may not be. So it depends on what happens. And like I said, just make sure everybody is safe out there. Be safe, be careful, be observant, watch everything around you. There are a lot of mean, nasty, SOBs out there that'll want to hurt you. So you want to be careful. You want to be aware. So keep an eye out. Pray for evil people's souls if you can. And of course, God bless everybody. And out there, and have a great rest of the weekend and the rest of this month. And hey, watch out for those witches out there. And the vampires and the werewolves and the ghouls and the mummies and whoever else comes out of the woodwork. Hey, if Michael Jackson comes back to life, you better run. You better run. Because then he's a werewolf. Yeah. You better run for your life. Run for your life if you can, little girl. Hide your head in the sand, little girl. Catch you with another man, that's the end, little girl. Nice Beatles reference, eh? All right. Talk to you folks later. Have a good one. And God bless you all.